Well, I remain to be seen how much this is going to diverge, but let's go here first. Alright, so just checking. Who do I have here?
Oh, well...
Well, you know we're always investigating together, right?
But of course.
Well, search didn't interest me, so here I am. I'm here. Hi, Stella. And I'm pretty much done dealing with half those people. You got me. You're okay. You're still a bit sus, but...
Well,
Huh, looks like we have a good group, though, right? Why are you here? I mean, you're alright. You're just extra angry today. Extra angry on this path. Yeah, I guess so. So what are you looking for?
well,
Oh, we're just looking around. We can just split up if it makes things easier.
so then...
The reception ceiling is relatively close, so we should definitely take a good look at it.
I see what you're getting at.
Oh yeah, you think that could be where the water was coming in and out of the rooms? Now that's interesting. Count me in.
Well then.
Great, I wanted to go check through the office, so if anyone wants to come with me, feel free.
So,
Right behind you. Into the office we go.
Hey, wait!
Hey, what's going on here? Quill? Is everything alright? It's the office door. It's locked. Wait, locked? How the hell is it locked? Hold on, you're pushing, right? I want to approach the door and began to fiddle with the door handle. Wait, huh? Wait, how come? Why is it locked? Is it seriously locked?
Well, obviously.
Maybe if you barge it down? Come on, I'm sure if we both charge at it, we could manage something.
Huh.
You want to charge it
to something.
You want to charge it together? Man, you're one strange guy, Quill. Nothing better to do. 3, 2, go! Wait, wait, both... Stay up! Oh, God, that was a lot. We both charged the door. I raised my leg to kick the door down, but what I did... Hey! Wait, Plutone! Oh, crap, sorry. Plutone! Wait, you're here? What are you doing?
hey, hold on.
Clay, can you move real quick? I'm gonna help them up. Oh, go for it. Jesus, take the bloody wheel.
Well,
Sorry, Plutone. We weren't expecting you to open the door. What was that, though? Sorry, I guess I'm just glad to be out of that room in one piece. I shouldn't have been so nervous, but... What are you doing in there, though? And with the door locked?
Wait, take 2 steps back.
It's nothing. Sorry, I really don't know why the door locked. I closed it, sure, but I didn't lock anything. You need to trust me here.
I don't think so.
I guess we can't disprove you at the moment.
Wait, are you sure?
This door doesn't seem to be able to lock on its own. Huh.
Well,
Did anything happen? How's Ellie? Is she alright? Oh, she came by earlier looking for you. Did she not see you come in here? Mustn't have. Oh well, I guess she's fine either way. Is it just you guys here? Wait. Where's Natalia gone? Natalia? I'm pretty sure she stayed behind to look around the other area, right?
That must be it.
Really? I didn't notice her slip away.
I got it.
Really sounds like people are happy to just disappear wherever the hell in this place.
Well,
Guess we should go and check on her then. I have a bad feeling about this.
hey, wait!
Natalia. Huh. Where'd she go off to? Natalia? She came with us, right? She definitely did.
Oh, for God's sake.
Natalia, come on, just say something back.
well,
Did she split off from you guys? She shouldn't have?
well.
She shouldn't have? I'm sure she's in here somewhere if... Click. Oh, that must be... I can't remember feeling as sick as I did there before. Confusion and the disgust, the uncertainty and terror that overwhelmed me.
Natalia?
You have some explaining to do.
That's... No. Natalia. Natalia, you didn't!
Put her down and come with us.
Still annoyed? You're pouting.
Yeah.
Shut up. So sorry. I'm so sorry.
Nah, don't be. I had it coming. So, Natalia tried to kill poor Stella in cold blood, huh?
Natalia wouldn't.
You've
Oh.
hardly known her for a day, Quill. You can't say that for sure.
Remember the whole incident with the office paper, with the office file?
A day? We've probably been in here for ages. At least, it feels like that.
Hey, Quill, you don't need to raise your voice. Someone you trusted did something unexpected. You'd definitely be a bit shaken up by that.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't understand. I'm having trouble understanding just what I was looking at. Natalia with Stella's lifeless body in her arms, leaving that isolated kitchen like that.
Would you like us to give you our best guess? We split off from her as we entered reception. She must have stayed behind with Stella as we busted Plutone out of the office. Then, I guess she grabbed a knife from one of the drawers, and that was that. And while she was trying to move the body, we ran into her. Big mistake for her. Unfortunate luck for us.
It's gonna be hard to argue our way out of.
So simple.
It is! God, it's just... I don't know.
It doesn't feel right, does it? That wasn't anything I would have expected. I'm sorry. I really don't know what to say. I never thought Natalia would do something like that. But we can't just ignore what we saw, can we?
No. I'm not saying we should discard what we saw, but I'm sure there's more to it. There has to be.
You're grasping at straws, Quill. Who else could it have been?
We'll never know if we don't go look, right? Where's Natalia right now?
Being held in the office. We've left the door guarded, but open so it doesn't lock again. Bernard's keeping an eye on her.
I say we look into this a bit more.
Smart.
There's just something off about what Natalia was doing.
Personally, I don't see what you're on about. Let it go. Natalia could have killed Stella there.
We won't know until we look.
Wait. Could've.
Someone isn't paying attention. Where do you think I've just spent all my time? Unlike you, I don't have the time to mope around.
Auburn.
Sorry. Anyway, yeah. Stella's condition is critical, but there's still some shallow breaths in her tiny body.
Oh,
Really?
good.
That's great news! Why didn't you tell me before?
Someone told me to shut up.
Well, someone was being a prick too.
Oh, I like this side of you.
What are you two even doing? Stop! Well, that's the gist of it. Quill, you said you found something strange about how Natalia had Stella. What do you mean?
Yes, that's it. There was something bothering me about how Natalia was handling Stella.
Still the knife in her hand. Being overly cautious. I feel like one or two of these. It's either the top two.
Of course. She had Stella scooped up in her arms, which, considering Stella's physique, wouldn't be hard to do.
Your point being?
If we're assuming Natalia attacked Stella in the kitchen and tried to move her body, why was she so careful? She left the knife in the body and everything.
I guess... I would have thought Natalia picked Stella up to run faster with the body, but I'm not sure if Natalia would actually be capable of that.
Yeah.
That's right. Natalia struggled a lot during that calibration process. Even if you were to argue Natalia wanted to run with the body, I don't think she would have had the endurance.
Then... I see what you're onto. Guess there really might be more to this, huh?
It's not concrete, but if it's enough to convince Aubrey, then I'll take it.
Exactly what I was suggesting. Another proposition. I think we should go and ask Natalia a few more questions about what just happened.
Oh, right. Especially since we really did just tackle her to the ground there.
So if it's okay, could we go get a better look at the crime scene? The kitchen, to be exact?
Could I go, since you apparently were all over it?
That's a good idea. I'm sure most people have been kept off it, so we should be free to look through it, right?
Best line of action. Let's get a move on then.
Okay, I'm surprised you're not gonna mock me for that. For slouching again. Guess we're doing this, alright.
This is where it all happened, huh?
Wasn't sure how far this was gonna go, but it's going pretty far.
Didn't see it coming. Believe me when I say the only way to get into the kitchen is through this door.
Are you trying to say you've been looking for other ways to get into the kitchen but didn't find anything?
And that's right. I mean, wait, no, not like that. Like, it's possible, and the cover looks door-shaped, kind of, you know?
Yeah. You tried, didn't you?
I tried the other.
Oh.
I'm going to keep a closer eye on you from now on.
Marianne, I don't want you climbing into any ovens, unsupervised.
I was just checking, though. What's important is no one else could have come in or out of the kitchen. Whoever was in there was in there.
Last time someone I liked crawled into a really hot place, I had to play a game of Sudoku to get her out.
Okay. Alright. Sorry. I'm just taking some time to process that. Either way, if you have questions about the crime scene, now is definitely the time.
Alright. Well. Getting in this now. Interrogation. Murder weapon.
Ah, of course.
Sure, right, I should probably share that with you if you want to go interrogate Natalia. Here. That's...
Well,
We needed to remove it from Stella so we could apply the proper bandages to her cut.
Wait.
What?
Wait!
That seems like a very... alright. But you know what's interesting? Look at the handle. Must have been a cheap knife since the material started to melt off. Melt?
That's because...
It is, huh? Looking back at the calibration test we just did, I guess it was just abnormally warm in here.
wait, I see what you mean.
Oh, so it must have melted during that time frame? I guess that makes sense.
Well,
It is warm in the kitchen, so that would make the most sense. Wait, is it really?
No, hold on.
Marianne, that's another time you're not that sensitive to hot and cold. That's odd. I don't know what to make of that. Also, what makes you so sure this knife came from the kitchen? Weren't there also knives in the execution block? Natalia was in the execution block with us before the announcement. I bet that's a good question to ask her, Quill. And we did have Stella talk about something going missing from the execution block. Melted knife added to the discovery journal. State of the body.
Wait a minute.
Oh, her hands were actually stained by what looked to be a black dye? I don't really know what relevance that might have, but it's definitely out of the ordinary. Oh, really? That's an odd detail to notice.
well,
It was easy to see, really. Apart from that and the knife in her side, it was just Stella, but still. Luckily, Natalia left the knife in. It stopped the bleeding.
Well then.
Right. We should probably ask Natalia what she was trying to do with the body, since her actions didn't make sense. How they were attacked. Told you already, didn't I? Stella and Natalia came over here. Natalia cornered her and grabbed a knife from the drawer, and that was that.
That's not...
But is that really it? That sounds far too simple. Why would Natalia even attempt something like that? You don't think she might be a criminal?
I don't think so.
It's a possibility, sure, but we can't say for sure. Even if she was, my question is more so why she would do so that. Such a slim chance of success. Just what would motivate Natalia to attempt this? And also, how did she and Stella end up here? Why were they alone? Where's everyone else at the time?
well,
What, before we found Stella? the Plutoni search party was off on the other side. I got talking to Bernard, and it turns out they went through the infirmary, but found nothing. So nothing unique on that side. The hilarious outcome would be we all found the isolation room, and we all agreed to hide it amongst each other. And so it all comes out, and you're all like, wait, you knew about this? You knew about this? We all knew about this, but somehow didn't tell each other?
Oh well.
Same as it's always been. One thing's for sure, they couldn't have gotten to Stella in enough time to kill her, so we can rule them out.
Oh, goodness.
So it's really just down to those of us who stayed behind in the canteen. As well, where is everyone else at the moment?
Well,
With Stella, mostly. Well, apart from Bernard, who agreed to help us watch over Natalia. Everyone else is pretty much swamping the infirmary.
Unfortunately.
That makes sense. I guess it's just up to us then, huh?
Anything else I need to be caught up on?
as always, you've asked everything. I can't think of any other information you'd need.
Then it's settled. We'll go in and interrogate Natalia on what she knows.
Ooh, interrogate, huh? You sure you know how to do that, Quill?
What are you planning on asking her? If you plan to question her, you should at least have a good list of questions.
Right. Well, I already have a good deal of my own. Of course, aside from the obvious.
Of course.
I want to know what Natalia was doing with Stella's body. I also want to know where that knife came from.
It should be easy enough to compare the knife to the actual kitchen knife to see if she actually got it in there.
I want to know why Stella and Natalia were in there on their own, and I want to know why Natalia possibly would have done this.
That feels like a check we could have easily done. Might be an important fact that comes out in the interrogation, but it feels like something we could have verified having seen the knife.
Trying to think of anything we can add, but... yeah, that's all we got, huh?
Well, questions often result in more questions. I'm sure that as the interrogation goes on, you'll find yourself getting more questions than answers.
Right. So for now, we'd be fine to just enter and ask, right?
Oh, please. Surely you can do better than that, right, Quill? You can't just charge in there. Every interrogator knows you have to plan your approach before you enter the room.
Right. My apologies. And that includes taking a good look at our suspect, yes?
Natalia is clever. Terrifyingly so, maybe. She's not going to be easy to get an answer out of. But if you play to her logical mindset a bit, maybe you could find a way to trip her up on her own reasoning if she tries to lie to you?
This is interesting. So this is going to be more of a discussion minigame than a class trial kind of thing.
You're right. Well, that was open and closed, huh? It won't be easy, but you might have to try and outsmart her. You can do that, right, Quill?
Of course. I'll go in, ask her these questions, and if we run into any problems, back out, right?
Keep in mind, generally, interrogations don't take too many breaks in between, especially in a situation like this. I'd say it's best we keep it to 2 separate interrogations max.
2? That's a bit narrow for such a dire event.
But if you give them too much time to reflect on their own lies, you'd be granting them the ability to create more lies. It's best to keep our questions and discussions to the point.
Alright. Okay. We'll do it that way then.
He's finally leaving the nest. He's gonna do a real interrogation now. They grow up so fast.
Probably wants to say, I'm a lawyer, but the other part of me is imagining Quill going and sitting down and asking questions like he's doing a cross-examination. And objecting during a response or something like that. Something feels like that'd be up Quill's. A snafu Quill might accidentally make without thinking about it.
Huh? What? Oh, right. Good luck out there, sport.
That awkward moment where Marianne realizes she's just tutorializing to us. It's rather funny how two people could seem really intelligent on their own, but once you put them together, magic happens. Never mind.
I'll do my best.
I do love this trio. Oh, this part is new, so you might want to pay attention. Somebody you know just murdered someone, so obviously you gotta look into it a bit more. You do that through the art of interrogation. You have to receive a paper detailing the person you'll be interrogating. On that paper you will see all your available questions at the energy level of the suspect. Once you sit down with that person, you won't be able to leave until you ask all the questions you go into the interrogation with. No new questions from outside, and no skipping questions. Make sure to gather as many questions as you can. Any questions you fail to ask before the end of your second interrogation won't be answered since you can't go back. These missed questions won't give you a game over. However, a lack of information can lock you out of making certain arguments or getting a full picture of the events. This is interesting. Basically, missing a question could mean accusing and charging an innocent person with a crime they didn't commit. Please make sure you're as thorough as you can be to avoid that outcome. With this demonstration, you shouldn't have to worry about that. Just focus on doing the interrogation and getting a hang of the process. Go get 'em, sport. Oh boy. 4 questions. We're at energy level of 8. What are you doing with the body? Where'd the knife come from? Why are you in the kitchen on your own? Why would you do something like this? No. Okay. Fine, let's go.
Natalia, good to see you again.
Hi.
I guess it's pretty obvious why I'm here. I have a few questions I'd like to ask you, and I need you to respond to me truthfully, alright? Hello? Natalia? Are you planning to reply to me? Natalia, I need you to cooperate with me. Whether you did or didn't do it, we need to figure out what happened here. Please, won't you help us out?
There's no point. You'd be wasting your time.
Sorry?
Nothing. Forget it. You can question me all you want, but I'm sure you'll find you won't hear anything you'd like to.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Alright, right back to the silent treatment. Great.
Either way, I'm just going to ask you some questions based on what just happened. Starting with...
Why are you still in the kitchen on your own? Well, she asked me to come with her, so I did.
That's because...
Oh, really? That's all?
You're correct.
That's correct.
Well then...
What happened once you got inside?
That only makes sense, but...
She looked around on the far side a bit, but soon after,
No, hold on.
She walked over to the far side of the room, and then what? Where does that put you? Oh, naturally, I was nowhere near her. She shut off air again. Can I really let it end that? Is it really possible she wasn't anywhere near Stella? I meant to take note of her logical mindset, right? Is there any gap in that logic, then? Take that.
I don't think so.
Nowhere near her. Now that sounds unlikely. Natalia, regardless of what you say, we saw you carrying Stella's body. You expect me to believe that you were nowhere near her?
Well, obviously.
I wasn't. I stayed at the door the whole time. You stayed at the door? That doesn't make any sense. You had to have gone in, Natalia. But I... Uh-oh. No, I'm sorry. You answered my question. Sorry, Natalia. I'll move on, alright? Where'd the knife come from?
Well...
A knife? Well, I'm not too sure, but, no, disregard that. There's nothing you need to know.
That's not.
Natalia, this is an interrogation you're suspected of attempted murder. I think it would be safe to assume it's something I need to know.
Well, obviously.
Well, I don't know anything about your pitiful knife. But do you plan to keep screaming at me, or do you want to plan a real approach? Yelling, however warranted, is getting us nowhere. Why won't Natalia just cooperate with me? She shut off again. Can I really let it end at that? Should she know anything about that knife? To take note of her logical mindset, right? Is there any gap in that logic, then? Why not? Let's press it more. Natalia, I would expect you to know exactly where that knife came from. Why are you acting like you don't know? Oh, is that so? I'm sure you'd like to do the explaining, then. That is, you must have entered the kitchen before. Huh. I went in there once after the first day, sure. Never recently. Ask Cass or Blonde. They went in with me. Never touched any knife, nor have I ever shown interest in one to you. I'd say you're completely misguided here, Quill. Even with the execution block. Again, ask anyone who has entered with me, and they will attest I've never touched any knives. What are you trying to do here, Quill? I thought you were following your own reasoning, no? This all just seems like desperation. This isn't like you. Don't need the theatrics, I get it. Well, that was embarrassing. Thanks to that little outburst, Natalia probably isn't taking me seriously as before. Energy level went up. So that was bad. We'll see, there's actually some... See, the thing about this question is... It seems, on its own, it seems like a bit of an overreaction. Let's start with this. What are you doing with the body?
Sorry?
Well, that's...
Well,
Not elaborating? We saw you leaving the canteen with Stella's body. You had her cupped up in your arms. Why is that?
Well, obviously.
There was a knife in her side. When I realized that, my instincts kicked in and I picked her up to rush her off to the infirmary or other.
elaborate.
And when exactly did you notice there was a knife in her side? That would be after... After... Does it really matter? Noticed a knife in Stella's side and decided to rush her off into the infirmary. That and... Well...
Well,
That only makes sense, but
this black-like liquid. There's a trace of it in the kitchen and I just... I'm sorry. I can't explain that one either. Black liquid? What do you mean? I see. Natalia comes so close to cooperating, but always shies away at the last second. How in the world do I break her down? What do you mean by black liquid? I honestly don't know how better to describe it. I think maybe she stepped in something, but there's nothing that would resemble a black liquid for her to step in, right?
I'm sorry?
That's right. Maybe Stella has a special type of blood. No, forget that. What? No, you're just thinking out loud, Natalia. That's fine. That's what we're here to do.
That only makes sense, but
No, obviously I don't want to give you an answer that's misleading just because I haven't taken the time to properly interpret it. It would be extremely inconvenient, wouldn't it?
that's good.
I'm telling you that's fine, Natalia. Now the black liquid. Did you notice anything else about it? Anything worth noting? Well... Oh. Yes? Natalia?
Unfortunately.
Not responding again? Alright, fine, I guess we'll move on then. Let's go safe, we're gonna ask you like this. I'm gonna be completely and utterly honest with you here, Quill. Please do. I didn't have anything to do with Stella's death. I can't explain it, but just...
so then...
I just need you to trust me. I haven't caused this, but I haven't figured out who else could have just yet.
That's not.
Natalia, we don't need you to figure out who else could have done it first. We're trying to work together here, but you're just holding us back.
Well, obviously.
You know nothing about what I'm trying to achieve here. Forget it. If I figure out anything else, I'll let you know. Why are you in the kitchen on your own?
That's because.
Hey, that's all. We'll skip for... Why don't I just leave it? Shouldn't risk asking her something unrelated if I'm unconfident. Might as well leave it for now. Press it.
Well, obviously.
Whole time. That didn't actually get anywhere.
Well.
Yeah, so it's best if we leave this. I think it was better if we pressed the other one, but leave this one. No, I don't know enough about Natalia and a possible relation to knives to commit to that line of reasoning. Best if I just leave it.
So, achieve anything you wanted to.
I would have loved to, but for some reason, you won't give me a straightforward answer.
I told you! I don't have one! If I did, I would have told you. Unfortunately, this entire situation is beyond me.
Psst! Quill! Fall back!
Oh. 2 seconds, Natalia. I'll be right back. So, how did that look?
Terrible.
Probably the same way it felt. Why doesn't she just want to share with us? She understands we're just trying to put all our ideas together here, right?
Most likely she does, but she just doesn't really care.
It's always been a matter of trust.
But that's... Well, she has to talk to us eventually, right? I'm not suggesting you just sit across from her for hours, but there has to be a way we can make her talk.
Ah, then it looks like it's finally my turn to have some fun, eh?
What do you... Oh, that's an evil grin if I've ever seen one.
I'm sure you've heard of the term good cop, bad cop. Well, now is probably the time and place to use it.
Are you the good cop or the bad cop, Auburn?
Wait, really? How exciting! Well, I mean, how are you planning on doing that?
Well, Quill didn't put us off to the best start, but it's salvageable. The plan is simple, really. I'll go in and be a complete asshole. Get personal, be aggressive. Basically, I'll do everything in my power to drain Natalia's mental energy and assert a negative atmosphere. But once I switch out, Quill goes in and he starts playing good cop, playing to Natalia's favor, being patient with his questioning, everything my interrogation didn't offer.
So it's a strategy to drain someone's mental energy? And you'd need that because...
Natalia is able to actively decide what information to keep from us because she has the capacity to. That's why we're getting practically nothing out of her. But take away the capacity, and you should get a lot more out of her. We can do that by really throwing her mental state around with the constant attitude shifts.
Oh, okay. Alright, tell me if I've got this right.
That's why she gained mental energy when we pressed her about knives. We didn't do that this time,
We'll
though.
have two very different approaches to the interrogation. Natalia's response to the constantly changing two styles will drain her mental energy. We want to drain her mental energy since it's what's keeping us from getting the answers we need. With that energy out of the way, we have a much better chance of having our questions answered. Is that right?
Ha! Spot on, Junior Detective. Man, look at you go. So clever.
Oh! Oh, please. It's only because you were so thorough with your explanation.
Oh, fast friends, huh?
But when you say you plan to break her down mentally, how cruel are we talking?
How cruel would you like?
Let's just say that I finally get to vent some of the frustrations I've been given by some of the others here. Of course, all for the sake of interrogation.
All for the sake of interrogation.
Oh boy. Well, it's our best gamble. Alright, but please just be even remotely considerate.
Oh, I'll do what needs to be done.
With those parting words, Auburn calmly walked towards the office.
You know, Auburn's always been a nice guy, right? Even though he seems a bit scary at the moment.
I'm nervous just for Natalia's sake. I hope Auburn holds back at least a bit.
We'll find out. Oh, I guess we found a little buddy. I'm so proud of you. Looks like from here on, Auburn will be helping you out with interrogations. Through Auburn's ability, you get a bit more control of your suspect's energy levels. These are scored on a scale from 1 to 10, from least to most energy. The more energy your suspect has, the more active reluctance they will show towards answering incriminating questions. This is generally the 8 to 10 range. However, if your suspect has too little energy, they might just become too uncomfortable and stop talking, which is just as bad. It's the 1 to 3 range, so 4 to 7. In order to conduct a worthwhile investigation, you want their energy to stay where you need it, around the 4 to 7 range, but it definitely won't always be that easy. When our suspect has too much or too little energy, we can change our approach to either give them more energy or remove their energy. You are able to play good cop, meaning you are able to be empathetic and give a tired suspect more energy. Or you can just play the questioner and forget the energy bonuses. Your friend Auburn, on the other hand, will play the bad cop, and either conduct the interrogation himself, where the suspect loses energy with each question, or he can set up the interrogation for you like he is now. This ensures the suspect starts at energy level 4, earn energy as you talk to them. Energy of a suspect can dictate which questions they're willing to respond to and will be visible as you interrogate the suspect. For example, an energetic suspect is more likely to answer an incriminating question rather than a tired one. Additionally, if you're close with a suspect, you might actually be able to re-ask a question if they don't answer it the first time. The power of friendship. But I've kept you from the fun part. Keep that in mind as you pick your questions carefully. Current energy level. Okay, is this... Will we go again? Auburn! I mean, Auburn should set for me. Oh boy. Here we go.
Ah, Miss Natalia Greenwood. Who'd ever think I'd be seeing you on the other side of an interrogation table?
Wait, Auburn? What are you doing here?
Ready to let loose.
Isn't it obvious? I'm just here to ask you some questions, too. I have some questions of my own, you know.
Oh boy.
Do you now? Well...
Be quiet. I'm not finished. Let me pose my first question to you, yeah? What do you think gives you the right to be selfish in a situation like this?
Ooh.
What?
So quick to jump in every time, huh? I'm still talking, and you're still being interrogated for? Oh, gosh, should we take a bit to remember? Yeah, that would be... murder! You're being suspected of murder, Natalia! There's a girl coming in and out of consciousness in the infirmary, and everyone here blames you! Can you believe it? Someone cornered Stella in the kitchen, and when that tiny, innocent girl's back was turned, drove a knife right into her stomach! Well, guess what? You are the only person that had access to Stella before she died, and the only person with an opportunity to do such a thing. So stop acting cocky and drop your arrogant bullshit,
Oh, boy.
Natalia! Quite frankly, I'm sick of your shit. You're gonna spit out exactly what happened in that kitchen, or I'm going to apprehend you on the spot. They'll figure out what to do with you. Don't you think? Start talking! Because my patience is about as thin as your own social awareness at the moment, yeah? But you don't gotta tell me anything. Quill's just back there. I think he'd be happier tolerating this crap than I am. Give me 2 seconds and I'll go grab him. Got it? And that's a
Well then.
wrap. Okay, Quill. That should be ready for you now.
That was appropriately savage.
So,
Auburn, that was brutal! Was all of that really necessary? Natalia looks gutted!
Now's not the time to hold back,
I thought
Marianne.
I told you not to go that far.
What are you talking about? I could have gone farther.
what? I did hold back a bit. We don't want to exhaust her too much, otherwise she might clam up. I think I hit the bullseye with this one. She might be a bit aggressive with her answers, but this should loosen her critical thinking skills somewhat. So go in there and try those questions again, Quill, yeah?
Right. Thank you, Auburn.
Here we go.
Hello again, Natalia. Just asking to check on you, but are you alright?
In a sense?
So I'm playing good, Captain. How's this?
Natalia, I don't believe you would do something like this, to be honest. I haven't known you for long, but I'm sure this isn't your style, right? This is a confusing situation where you're surrounded by a confusing group of people. I don't blame you for being a bit on edge. For now, something horrible has occurred, and you're our one hope to find out just what happened in there. Please, for the sake of understanding what just happened, will you talk to me?
I'll do my best. No promises.
Yeah. Marianne's right. Natalia looks exhausted. I should be gentle enough and make her feel safe, but assertive enough to get my answers. Here we go. Alright. So you knew something about the black liquid. Don't think we can answer the knife. What happened?
Fine. You want an honest recollection? I'll give you one. I went with Stella to the kitchen by her request. We walked in and I stayed at the door while she did her own thing. But as she was walking around, she suddenly collapsed. I panicked and ran over to her, but when I turned her over, there was a knife sticking out of her stomach. I didn't even realize until just then. It must have been hidden under her cloak. Obviously, I didn't want her to die there, so I picked her up and attempted to take her to the infirmary. I guess the rest is obvious. What? I've told you everything I know, all right? No, I know what you're thinking. Likely story, correct? I thought the same thing.
I actually have a theory about what happened. I'm gonna hold off on it for a little bit. I have a theory
That's
about what
why you
happened.
refrained from telling me.
I was alone with Stella and she mysteriously collapsed, and a knife mysteriously appeared in her stomach. Only a fool would accept a story like that, yes?
But I will just say this before I outright state my theory. And that's think about who has been close enough to Stella to do that and leave it hidden under her cloak. It's clear it's not a deep wound, or else Stella would have been out like that, snap of fingers. But
In my opinion, it sounded more incriminating than just staying silent. And it really doesn't help much in terms of other leads. It just makes me seem like an awful liar.
And that's definitely the truth?
Yes!
oh, that took out another question. Just out of curiosity.
Fine. You want an
Okay, so that kind of loops those two together. Interesting. Just be clear.
I went with Stella to the kitchen by her, but as she was...
Yeah, that's the same. Alright, where the knife? Let's do black liquid first.
That only makes sense, but
I'm not entirely sure what it was, but I definitely saw the good amount of it when I inspected her body. Traces of it ran down the back of her legs. Oh,
Elaborate?
really? You found the black liquid on her body?
so then.
I'm still trying to think of where that might have come from. It looked thick, almost like it had melted off or something. I'm sorry, I'm really unsure. She got stabbed with a melting knife? Melted, huh? Where have I heard that used recently? The knife come from?
Oh, unpleasant.
That I'm still not sure of. I really don't know. It was just there.
No, hold
You
on.
don't have even the slightest clue of...
Well, obviously.
No, I didn't see Stella pull a knife from anywhere, so...
I don't think so.
But you were in the kitchen, weren't you? Don't you think?
Rethink that logic.
She definitely never reached for a knife. I think I would have noticed if she did. My eyes were on her the whole time. Are you trying to convince me she brought it in with her from the very start?
That only makes sense, but
Wait, wouldn't that make sense? If she never got it in there, did she have it the entire time?
Is it possible that means...
Oh, wait. That might make sense, but what would that mean? Any suspicions?
rethink that logic.
You know me. I don't like to make accusations unless I can be confident in my belief. And right now, I don't have the slightest clue.
Unfortunately.
Not at all. Nothing gave you even a hint?
So then.
Trying to think. Is there anyone who came into contact with Stella before? We saw her very alive and well when we came into the canteen after the split. It would suggest they was one of the people who came with us, but Stella and I stuck together from the start.
That must be it.
Right, so there's no chance it was anybody who was in the canteen. Window of opportunity for anyone else is slim. Apart from me, right? Suspicion on my side is warranted, but I can only plead what I know is true. I know I didn't do anything to cause this.
And I think that's all I wanted to ask.
Please tell me that got you anywhere.
Hold on. Thinking back, I think there were two questions that might reveal something we've overlooked until now.
Oh. Black liquid and knife?
Of course!
Yep.
The knife and the liquid. Natalia, did you get a good look at the knife?
At the knife? No. I can't say I did, unfortunately.
2 seconds.
Promptly I got up and asked Auburn to lend me the bag containing the murder weapon.
Does this look like the knife you found lodged into Stella's stomach?
That's. Yes, I'm sure that's the one.
Natalia, I want you to look closely at the handle of the knife. We theorize that this knife must have come into contact with the recent heat from the calibration. I want to know if this is how you found it as well.
Wait. No, I see what you mean. Wait. That liquid. Did it come off this knife?
That's what I was going to suggest, actually. That would all make sense. But if that's the case, Natalia, that would mean you couldn't have been the one who held the knife.
Finally starting to put it together.
Right, because if you actually held it, your hands would have been stained by that liquid. I can see they aren't, and I don't think you would have had time to wash your hands, so...
Exactly. But those are clear finger markings on the knife there. That means someone else must have held it at some point.
Alright, who's got melted knife goop on them?
Instead of finger markings, who else would have held the knife?
What do you know about the state of Stella's body? Oh, her hands were actually stained by what looked to be a black dye. I don't really know what relevance that might have, but it's definitely out of the ordinary. Huh? Really? That's an odd detail to notice. Stella?
No, hold on. That can't be it, right?
I think we're thinking the same thing, then.
The black liquid. The knife. The only possible way the knife could have made its way to Stella. Stella was the one holding the knife the whole time?
What does that mean for...
Was she going to kill me?
that?
Hold on. We can't jump to conclusions like that.
Hmm.
But I'm sure that evidence is definitive, no?
But why? Why would Stella do that? And more importantly, how did someone stab her with the knife she was holding? She never took out a knife of any kind, and no one else could have done anything to cause that, right?
Contact with Stella. Contact with...
Yep, now we're getting along those lines. Who had close contact with Stella? There was one person. Me? No, I wouldn't be much help. I'll stay over here, right? Right. Oh, but I'm gonna miss you so much. Oh. Yep, that reaction did feel weird. Stay safe, Stella. I'll see you later. A hug? At a time like this? Guess some people are quicker to build attachments than others.
No, it can't be. Someone did come into contact with Stella. An action that might have seemed innocent, but in reality is exactly what took her life.
Huh? Wait, you actually thought of someone?
Marceline. She...
Marceline?
Yep.
It all makes sense now. Oh my god, Stella wasn't stabbed in the kitchen. She was stabbed right in front of all of us in the cell block.
She did seem kinda shaky when she arrived in the canteen.
That's ridiculous. Are you being serious?
Thank you so much for your cooperation, Natalia. I think we know who we need to talk to next.
Wait, no, you're right. But my apologies for being so slow to open up.
We had kind of assume the worst and tackle you from the beginning.
Hearing your side of events, I totally understand. At the end of the day, we've progressed further towards the truth, and that's what matters. Take care.
Feeling a notable sense of achievement, I headed back towards reception. So this is the art of interrogation, hmm? The ability to completely turn the facts on its head once you listen to someone talk for long enough. This only means one thing. Pursuit of the truth and subsequent drive of curiosity has only just begun to take shape. It's now up to us to harness it completely. That's it. That is it. Woo! Yeah, that came together nicely. And oh no, Stella! No! No, it's real. She's gone. Why don't we go to this group?
Well,
Let's get... Wait, Quill, what are you doing here?
Well...
I, changed my mind. I told Auburn and Marianne to keep an eye on everyone, and, well...
Sounds good to me.
It's fine. Extra eyes help, you know? Bernard? Blanc? Shh. I mean, extra help. Sorry.
That's...
It's fine. I know you didn't mean it like that. Anyway, you two are sure you haven't seen him. I don't know. Me and Blonde went to talk about something, then we didn't see him, right? I don't know where he went, so I guess... so what for staying in groups then? What are you two gonna do if we turn a corner and it turns out that one guy choked Plutoni to death with his beanie? Why in the world would you even suggest something like that? I know you weren't just exploring possibilities. That would be an impossibility. Source, I demand a source. My source is common bloody sense.
Just be quiet.
Why are you still yelling? It's really not that hard to hear you, Barry.
That's,
What? Did you just call me? Yeah, you're being really loud, Barry. And don't worry, we can hear you super cool. Wait, fine? Barry. Barry, are you okay? Did that, make you bloody furious? Ain't it? We're going to get through this entire prison dilemma, and I'm still not going to understand most of what you're saying. Speak
get
the
it.
Queen's English. They're probably asking because your pasty skin finally got some color to it. Be quiet.
I'm glad.
Oh, come on, don't make fun of him. He looks happy with himself. Oh, Gramps. Gramps got called a nickname and now he's all happy.
Incompetence.
Leave me alone. You're all intolerable. Oh. God damn it.
That's so neat!
Oh, did you like my nickname for you? Really fits you, Burry.
Your reasoning is weak.
Ignore me. Oh, God, that didn't happen. We're moving on.
That's good.
Sure, let's go. Rare smile. That's a feeling you don't get often. Just a somewhat nice laugh. Huh. Why doesn't it feel right? Just saying it doesn't fit the atmosphere wouldn't be incorrect, but it feels frightening? Went the execution block in the infirmary, but absolutely no sign of him.
God damn it.
Nothing. God damn it. That should be everywhere, right? Where is...
No, wait, just slow down.
We're stuck in this place, right? Couldn't have ran away or anything. He has to be here somewhere.
Unfortunately.
Checked everywhere now. Unless he was back where you and Ellie were, Blanc.
Following that logic,
They would have seen him. You two mentioned where you were in reception, eh?
Because...
It was there since the test thing stopped.
Well,
Yeah, we were just there. Irene has went off a bit. After a bit, I'm pretty sure, but that was it.
No, hold on.
There's really nowhere else we can... Wait. The solitary cell. Did Plutone find the solitary cell?
Hey,
Hey, law kid, what is it? You froze up. The goods? That was the last thing I expected you to say. I was expecting you to say, to be honest. No, Nice one, Quill, all according to plan. Somehow I can hear that in Auburn's voice. How would he have gotten in? We're over here this entire time, right? Would have seen him, even if he went in before we met up with Clay. Regardless, if Plutone's in there, we need to go in. We should check with Marianne, Natalia, and Clay first and let them know.
That must be it.
I'm sorry, there's just one thing I need to check quickly. You all wait here. I should be right back. I spin it off. If Plutone's actually in the solitary cell, that's bad news. In order to get him out, we need to expose the existence of the room. His safety matters more than that right now. I just need to check with them. Now we're going to get back on the original path, just passing through, and quickly. Passing through, and quickly. Hello, No, what is...
Oh, for God's sake!
You're kidding. What the hell? Done. Can't remember feeling as sick as I did there before. Confusion and disgust. Certainty and terror that overwhelmed me. Dun, dun, dun.
Natalia?
I...
We've gotten to the bottom of this already. Okay.
And while
Yep. So, at this point, pretty much seen everything there is to see in the experiment isolation demo. So we're going to sign off from this for now. It's, there's definitely a whole lot more going on in the, killing game route. And we got introduced to new mechanics, interrogation mechanics. Which, I don't know, maybe we'll get introduced to them naturally in the experiment route. But I suppose only time will tell. I'm really excited to see where this goes. Not gonna lie. Just now that we've played both routes, we can sort of see how it's all going to come together with the structure of the plot. Because obviously we went through the same calibration test in chapter 1 of both routes. It's just there was some really well-made distinctions in how things played out based on the route. The way attitudes changed. I think the attitude is really the attitudes between routes. I think that's really probably just really well done to differentiate the two. Attitudes changed, which changes the events surrounding the predetermined calibration test and whatnot. See, obviously, the core events still happened. The calibration test and discovering the isolation room. Just in that, we have the part where we get split up. And we just naturally, based on the differing attitudes of the routes, we just naturally got paired, and we just naturally saw both groups, both rooms. Naturally between the two routes, based on just the differences in attitude and how the changing attitudes of the two routes caused events to play out differently. I think that's what I was trying to say earlier, but words were eluding me, as they tend to do quite often. Just the sheer shift in attitude between that one branch point causing enough differences in each route to really shake things up and keep things interesting, while still following along with what is very likely going to be the core events of this game that we're trapped in. I think possibly that's one of the things that intrigues me the most about this, what the overall story is going to be once this comes into its own, is that they've never once provided any motivation to do the killing game or the experiment. It's whatever it is. It's completely detached from external human motivation. It's all clinical. It's all happening, and it's all on the participants to decide what is happening and what that means for them. I know I've said varying bits and pieces about that throughout this, but just thinking about the overall thing, thinking about that fact overall, now that I've seen first chapter of both routes, I really like that. Yeah, yes, even though I'm in there going, there's no evidence that they want you to kill each other. You all keep jumping to conclusions. That's a point I called myself out for once or twice, but I have the benefit of observing this externally and not being there. If I was in a situation like that, I might think the same thing. You never know. I don't often wake up in unmarked prisons with random strangers and lots of execution equipment, so it's hard to say. But it's plausible enough. Especially with the whole, it's reasonable enough that we all could jump to that conclusion that we're meant to die. And I just really grown on me how this is all been executed so far. Pun not intended. But alas, we'll leave it here. It's definitely one to keep your eyes on. It's definitely one that will definitely, my word choice is varied. It's definitely one that I will be coming back to down the line. More updates. This is definitely one that I'll be wishing all the best through development. Best of luck to all of you. You've got something really cool here, and I'll be looking forward to seeing it through when all is said and done. Hopefully you enjoyed this too. It's going to be very interesting to see when it all comes together. Think about it. On the surface, it felt really ambitious, but given how the plot was put together, I can see how this could very well be doable for the team that they've got. We'll leave this off here for now. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I did too. And until next time, until then.